the old boy said. Now what we have here is a 1923 Mercury body Speedster built on a Ford chassis. Model T Ford, hopped up engine. Couldn't afford to buy a Stutz Bearcat. Couldn't afford to buy a Mercer. So we go out and we buy an old Model T, strip it down, pop up the engine, put a Mercury Speedster kit on it, and this is what we end up with. So let's fire it up and take a ride. Kind of cold-blooded. When you hop these engines up a little bit, they get a little cold-blooded. Ride in here, let's see what was powering this little thing. It's always kind of fun to see these things. It's kind of a neat arrangements. This is got a few aftermarket parts on it. It's a radio overhead valve sitting on a stock Model T block. Now the Model T block in this one does have a Model A crankshaft in it, so it's been modified. It does have an alternator on it, which gives you more power when you're running slow. And then it has a Model A Ford carburetor adapted to it. And the reason for some of these modifications is this car actually ran the American Great Race, which went coast to coast. And so this car's actually ran that race twice, finished it twice. So it's kind of a interesting little bit of history to it. Stock type Model T radiator in it with a surge tank on it. So it's got a little extra there. It's got the radio manifold on it. And as you can tell from the little ride we took, it's kind of a fun little car. Custom exhaust on it with a tuned pipe runs out there. Other than that, it's pretty much all Model T. The frame, front and rear, are stock T. The front's got what they call the dead man suspension on it, which is this unit here, which bolts down here. Normally this spring here would set inside of this frame piece here where this lower spring is, and that lower spring has been added. And so this drops the front end down almost 5 inches. So it gives you a lower center of gravity. And then they've done the same thing on the back of the car, which they moved the spring purchase. Normally this thing here would sit right on top of here. So the spring would sit right up on top of here. And so there again, it's lowered the car about 5 inches on the back. So it makes a pretty significant change in the way it handles. And then they also, on this, have put hydraulic brakes on the back, and it has no front brakes whatever. So it's just kind of a modifications they've done for safety for running a great race. But it's a real Mercury Speedster kit. They built 1,600 of them, and this is serial number 1532. So it was pretty unique designed body, and for the day, pretty unique. This is just a little compartment they had for. It's kind of funny because originally they called this the toilet seat model, and so this is kind of what this is referred to as.